Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Favorite Bands A to Z. As we count down the month of July, we're almost done with it. We've started at letter A. We're working our way to letter Z. We just got a couple of letters left. Each and every day, what we're doing is that day is dedicated to a letter in the alphabet. I'm going to pick my favorite band or artist that starts with that letter. If it's the artist, the first letter of the last name. Then I'm going to pick my favorite album by that band or artist. I'm also going to pick a runner-up and favorite album by that band or artist. So we have arrived at W. Been interesting each and every day to read the comments from the previous day, people predicting who I'm going to pick the next day. A lot of you got today correct. You know what? If you've been watching me here on the channel all these years, most of this should be fairly simple to determine. But I saw a lot of you pick my number one as number one. Some of you picked my number two. That would be my number one. I saw a couple of other choices out there of bands and artists that could possibly be in the running here. But this one was kind of a no-brainer. No disrespect to Wings. Love Wings, Paul McCartney and Wings. No disrespect to Wishbone Ash, love Wishbone Ash. No disrespect to Weather Report, one of the best jazz fusion bands of all time. But the number one spot had to be Whitesnake, of course, David Coverdale and Company. My favorite album from them is generally the 1987 album. It has been since it first came out, the self-titled Whitesnake album. I will say, though, in recent years, Slide It In is fastly moving up to potentially at some point take over the top spot. I have been saying since 1987, actually, that this album is my favorite Whitesnake album. It's also one of my favorite albums of all time. I will say over the last couple of years, I find myself listening to Slide It In more. I find myself listening to Saints and Sinners a little more, Come and Get It, all those albums that just predate this album by a couple of years, the couple before Slide It In and including that album. I find I'm listening to a little bit more, and maybe it's just because I have played this, because it has been one of my favorite albums of all time for the last 30 plus years. Maybe I'm getting to the point with this album where I'm feeling a little burnout, all right? But it's still, I love it for what it is. This is, a big, bold statement from Coverdale and the band, him and John Sykes. Take a drink, everybody. Really clicking on the songwriting. This is some of Sykes' best playing ever. Crying in the Rain, Bad Boy, Still the Night. You got the big, huge hit, Here I Go Again, and also Is This Love, another big hit. I'm kind of done with both of those songs. I can still deal with Here I Go Again on occasion, but Is This Love, man, I never need to hear that again. But Give Me All Your Love is great. Children of the Night is absolutely barnstorming. Stray for the Heart is great, and Don't Turn Away, another great, great song. So, this is just a great album. It's expertly produced by Mike Stone, big, bold production. Keith Olsen also worked on this album, and you got Ansley Dunbar just killing it on the drums, Neil Murray on bass, just tremendous stuff. Big, bold, heavy Whitesnake. Yeah, it's a little move away from the bluesier stuff before, but I still totally dig it. So that's my number one. Whitesnake. Coming in number two had to be the Ooh, and I'm going to go with Tommy. Tommy, Who's Next, and Quadrophenia, the big trifecta. Doesn't get much better than those three albums. Probably three of the greatest releases from any band ever. Two concept albums, and one was going to be a concept album turned into a collection of songs. But man, Pete Townsend totally on a roll with these three albums. I generally lean towards Tommy. This is one of my favorite concept albums of all time. In addition to it being just that, a fantastic telling of a story, there's some really fantastic tracks here that you kind of take out of it and still sound great. Obviously Pinball Wizard, Sparks, Smash the Mirror, I'm Free is great. We're Not Gonna Take It, dun, 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 the Acid Queen, so many. Amazing Journey, The Overture, It's a Boy, Mrs. Walker, It's a Boy. Great, great album. Never gets old. I will say, though, as much as I love this, I like them recreating Tommy live even better. So like if you listen to the deluxe edition of the Live at Leeds album or the Isle of Wight album where they play 90% of this whole album in its entirety, even better. Because I think the one thing lacking on from the studio version, Pete layered a lot of acoustic guitar with the electric guitars, and it's missing a little bit of that raw fury that the band performed live all the time, especially when they played the album live. So as much as I love this, a lot of times when I want to hear the majority of the Tommy presentation, I will go listen to it from Leeds or from the Isle of Wight. And that to me is the essence, or even the Woodstock performance. That to me is the essence of Tommy, made to be played on the stage with all the fury, but still all the delicate parts as well. So there you have it. Whitesnake and The Who are my two favorites for W. Again, coming up fairly close in the mix is Wings and Wishbone Ash and Weather Report. Those are probably the three others. Johnny Winter, Edgar Winter. Johnny, certainly, I listen to a lot more Johnny Winter than Edgar. I don't know if there's a hell of a lot of other W's. Winger, Wet Willie. I mean, there's various other W bands, but those are basically the main ones. But yeah, it's always been about these two here. So there you have it. In the comments below, please list your favorite band or artist, starting with W, and your runner-up and favorite album from each one. We've only got 3 more days, guys. We've got X tomorrow. X is pretty interesting. Y, and then Z, right? So we will be finished up with this by the weekend, and then we move on into August. Like I said yesterday, August is going to be Forgotten Favorites Day each and every day throughout the month of August. So I'm going to pull out from my vast library of CDs each day. I'm going to pull out some sort of obscurity. It could be a very obscure band and a cool album that I really love by them, or maybe just an album from a band that most people know about, but nobody ever talks about this particular album. So it's going to be, like I said, forgotten favorites. So albums that might be forgotten by the general public, but they're favorites of mine. So that's kind of the theme that we're going to do each and every day throughout the month of August. And I'm going to be going all sorts of different genres here. So you could get metal one day, hard rock the next, jazz fusion, straight up jazz, prog rock, maybe some pop stuff. It's going to be, all the genres that we cover here on the channel. Whatever's in my collection is up for fair game. And I won't be announcing anything, so each day it'll be a different one, and I'm going to try really hard each and every day. I'm not going to put together, here's my plan for the month. Every day when I get up, I'm just going to kind of go looking through the stacks, and I'm going to be like, all right, boom, there we go. So it's going to be just as much interesting for me, hopefully, as it will be for you guys. And hopefully you guys get a lot of cool new things to check out. That's kind of the focus and the reason for doing a show like Forgotten Favorites, is to introduce you guys, hopefully, to something you've never heard before. Because it's all about finding new music, whether it's stuff from the past or stuff that's contemporary, right? If it's new to you, hopefully it's good for you. So visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Coming up today is What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility Day. I'm thinking I'm only going to get to reviewing Martin Popoff's Uriah Heep book today. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to any new album releases. Maybe one, because quite frankly, I just haven't had the time to listen to some new stuff the last week. It's been really, really busy here. So you may only get one today. And then tomorrow we got The Monsters Den. Chris Allo and I will be ranking our 5 favorite Stuart Gordon horror films. And then Friday morning at the Funhouse, Martin Popoff and I will be ranking the albums of King's X. That's probably the reason why I'm not going to get to more new product reviews today, because I've been listening to a lot of the King's X stuff. So stay tuned for that. A lot more here on the channel. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're on YouTube all the damn time. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and click on the notification bell. If you want to make a channel donation, the link to our Ko-Fi page is below, where we use that money to get new equipment and lots of CDs and stuff to check out and review for you here. And also, we've got the link to our Sea of Tranquility merch. I was just going to point to a shirt, but no, this is not available on the Sea of Tranquility web store. We've got all sorts of new Sea of Tranquility shirt designs, coffee mugs, stickers, hats, caps, all that sort of thing. So, and then, of course, the link to seatranquility.org, which is our webzine that has been on the internet now 20 years this year. So thanks for watching. I'm Pete Pardo. See you all later on. Take care.